With this whole AI boom, it feels like everyone is talking about one thing: hardware. The chips, the servers, the raw computing power. But in this explainer, we're going to challenge that idea. What if the most valuable piece of the AI puzzle isn't silicon at all? What if it's, well, something a lot more human? So let me just ask you straight up. What do you think is the most valuable part of AI? Is it really the processing power? Is it all the massive data sets? Or is it something we've all been completely missing? Just keep that question in the back of your mind as we dive in. All right, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll uncover AI's big blind spot and the spooky ghost in the machine that it creates. Then, we'll get to the good stuff, a game-changing solution called participatory intelligence. We'll see how it can turn your wisdom into actual equity. And finally, what all this means for the new bottom line in this crazy age of AI. Okay, let's kick things off with part one, AI's big blind spot. And this is all about the industry's complete and total obsession with hardware. Look, right now, the entire tech world is in a hardware arms race. The whole conversation is about who's got more GPUs, how many H100s they're stacking up, how many trillions of parameters their model has. It's like they think AI's is just a big engine, and all you gotta do is pour in raw data like it's gasoline. But that totally ignores the hidden lever, the thing that actually makes it all work. And that's human wisdom. It's your specific expertise, the unique context you bring, and all those little corrections you make that actually make these models smart. And that obsession leads directly to a really big problem, what we're calling the ghost in the machine. This is where we need to talk about the serious issue of invisible labor. So what do I mean by invisible labor? Well, think about every single time you've used an AI and had to correct it. Every fact you fixed, every piece of nuance you added, that's your wisdom, your expertise being sucked right into the machine. The model gets smarter because of what you did, but your contribution? Poof, it's completely erased. You get no recognition, and you certainly don't get rewarded for it. This breaks down the system as it is today. And it's a simple and, let's be honest, a totally unfair process. Step one, you provide your expertise. Step two, the AI model just slurps it up. Step three, your contribution disappears into the black box of the algorithm. And step four, the big platforms that own the model, they keep all the rewards. You literally become a ghost in their machine. But what if we could actually change all of that? That question brings us to section 3, and a really cool solution called participatory intelligence. It's being pioneered by a company called Codatta, and this isn't just some small tweak, it's a huge, fundamental shift in the entire power dynamic. Participatory intelligence completely flips the script. In this new model, you, the human contributor, are no longer just giving away your genius for free. You become an active participant. Your work is recognized, and you get to share in the value, the financial upside that you were absolutely essential in creating. It's the perfect answer to that whole invisible labor problem. The core philosophy behind this whole thing can be summed up in 3 words: wisdom over weights. So a model's weights, you can think of that as its technical skeleton. It's trillions of parameters. But that skeleton is basically useless without the human wisdom that fleshes it out, that refines it, and gives it real-world utility. This just brilliantly shows that the real value isn't buried in the silicon, it's inside the minds of the contributors. And this is really the bottom line here. Your knowledge, your specific, unique expertise is the single highest growth asset in our modern economy. It's way more valuable than just raw data, and it is about time we started treating it that way. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how does it actually work? How do you go from wisdom to equity? That brings us right into section 4, where we're going to look at the mechanics of how this new model really operates. So, Codatta basically builds a bridge from your contribution straight to your reward, and it's all built on a few really key principles. First off, it gets that your special context is the real moat. It's the only true competitive advantage when every AI starts to sound the same. Second, every important correction you make gets recorded as your intellectual property. This creates a powerful feedback loop. You can actually trace your impact and see exactly how your wisdom is powering real tools out in the world. And here's the most important part. The rewards are structural. They are built right into the protocol. That means you're not just crossing your fingers and hoping a platform decides to be fair. The system is designed for equity right from the start. So let's put this new process side by side with that broken system we talked about earlier. Here, you deploy your expertise. Your impact is then securely and permanently recorded. You earn real, tangible rewards from the protocol itself. And over time, you build actual equity in your own knowledge. This is a system that finally finally values the human at the very center of AI. All right, that brings us to our final section, the big takeaway for all of this, the new bottom line. The future of AI, believe it or not, is going to be fundamentally human-centric. So the big shift in thinking we all need to make is this. We have to change the question we're asking. Stop worrying so much about who has the most GPUs. The real question, the one that's going to decide the winners and losers for the next decade, is this. Who owns the wisdom? And this quote from the source material just says it all. The real wealth in 2026 isn't going to the owners of the machines. It's going to the people who teach them. That right there is the huge economic shift we're talking about. Your ability to teach, to correct, to provide that critical context, that is where the new wealth is going to come from. So we're going to end right where we started, but now we have an answer and a new question for you. We've established that your intelligence has incredible value. The only question left is, are you ready to finally own it